Street, landing for a special Friedman Adventures lobster seminar. At least our fingers are crossed that we're going to have a lobster seminar because Brian Sanchez has not arrived quite yet. He says he's on the way, so we've got our fingers crossed. And I've got some lobster information for you before we get rocking and rolling here. And hopefully Brian will show up this time. He's kind of not showing up the last couple of times. So we got our fingers crossed because Brian's got a lot of great information to share with you all. Hey, before we get going, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Also, if you could subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, that's a fantastic thing for all of us. And in addition to that, if you tick that little bell, you'll be notified when there is new content. Also, remember, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. All right, a couple of things for you. I talked to a couple of tackle stores. Two of them, Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. And Best Fishing Tackle in Hawthorne, California. Both of them are going to give you some discounts on all of your lobster needs if you walk in the door and you mention Friedman Adventures. Some of them are going to ask you to follow them on their Instagram page to get the discount, but they'll explain it when you walk in the door. But for God's sakes, make sure you go by Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, or you go over and see Sky and Izzy over there at Best Fishing Tackle because they are really great people. Anthony is sitting here in the audience tonight, and we were over there earlier today, and we had just so much fun. It's really a great place. You're going to love Best Fishing Tackle. And then also Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach. Both are going to give you at least 10% off, maybe even more. So check that out. Albert Ponce, who we will be seeing in Rosarito Beach Friday afternoon. Albert, really looking forward to that. Can't wait to see you for that really fun time in Mexico. Man, we got so much planned for Mexico, everybody. I'm just talking a little bit about not lobster stuff until Brian hopefully shows up here. But Anthony and I are going. We're taking all kinds of rods and reels and fishing tackle and much more to some of the kids down there in Mexico. And Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods, he pitched to me an idea, pitched to Anthony and me an idea about taking down 12 rod lengths the next time. We're going to make this all come to fruition and teaching 12 different kids in Mexico how to wrap a rod, how to wrap their very first rod. And I said, Chuck, you are brilliant. I love that idea. So we can't wait to make that happen. That is going to be really, really cool. All right, I'll get back to some more comments, but I talked to Mike Morrison, the great manager, he paid me to say that, of 22nd Street, landing here in San Pedro, California. And Mike said, Phil, starting November, the Amigo is going to be running lobster trips. So that should be great. And Mike said you can get further information on that by, of course, calling 832-310-832-8304, or you can visit the 22nd Street Landing website. But man, you know, the Amigo, we went last year, I think it was, and we just had the time of our lives. They do all the work. They drop the traps, they pull the traps. You're just out there snacking, eating great food on a boat, you know, talking spit with one another. It's so much fun. And the Amigo will have several of those lobster trips coming up. So that should be absolutely fantastic. Daphne joins us and says, I am ready for lobster season. You know, the one thing about lobster, these local lobster, I haven't checked this year, but they're like $50 a pound when you go and purchase them. Most of our local lobster now go to China. And believe me, I know a little something about that because in the mall where I was working in China, Quinshan, all I saw were California lobster, live California lobster in that mall. And man, some of the parents who would take us out to dinner, I can't tell you how much I thoroughly enjoyed it. By the way, just to reiterate one more time, we are waiting for Brian Sanchez from Promar, who swears he's going to be here, but he's sworn that a couple of times. Oh my God, thank goodness. We were thinking maybe third time you were going to get us again here. Let me put a mic on you.
Oh, yeah.
Brent, good to see you.
Good to see you, Phil.
Man, I was stalling away there.
Dude, I am so sorry. Last minute little meeting and it went on a little too long.
Oh, Steve, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to blame Steve Oropesa?
110%.
I'm good with that.
It's always Steve.
Did you bring any props or anything?
I did not bring any
okay.
props, but we have tons of new products. We have actually, I did bring one thing. It's in the car, but
Yeah.
I'll run and go get that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we can take a little break here in a second. We've got quite a few people watching already.
Sweet.
25 people are tuning in, and of course, this will get archived immediately.
Yeah.
So let's just cut to the chase. When is lobster season? When does it start? When does it run through? And give us some of the hype, man. We're excited.
Dude, I mean, I'm super excited. 2 years ago was an amazing year. Last year was an amazing year. This year, it's going to start on September 26th. 6 p.m. You don't want to have your hoop nets up to 24 hours before that. So I know a lot of people want to go practice their hooping spots, and so they kind of go out earlier. Just make sure that 24 hours before you don't have any hoop nets in the water. But it's going to be awesome. Like, I'm super excited. This is my favorite time of the year. I get seasick, so being in the harbors is like my favorite thing.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, it's going to be fun.
This has become a real thing here in Southern California. It's gone from, I've watched it, from just kind of not a thing to like a thing now. Like, this season opener is kind of festive and exciting, and people can't wait to do it.
Yeah, we get a lot of inquiries. Like, I think the number one time that we get the most amount of calls, emails, people asking us questions is during lobster season. That is when everyone's hitting us up like, hey, what do I need to get? How do I fix my hoop nets? I had rats chew them. Or, what gear do you guys have that's new? Where's the best spots and stuff like that?
Right.
So hopefully we can cover a lot of the questions that you guys have today, go over just some tips and some pointers, and then just talk about it too.
Right. And then are we going to do this on a regular basis?
Yes, 110%. So
Great.
as we progress, I want to keep doing this more with Phil. I want to keep helping you guys and support you guys throughout the season. As we progress, I want to do more giveaways and stuff like that through this. So I want to make this like a regular thing.
Okay, that's great. We're all about that because, things change as the season develops, and you'll be able to keep everyone apprised of those changes.
Yeah. Changes are always happening. I mean, as you guys are aware within California, it seems like something new's happening almost every month. So if anything changes, we'll keep you up to speed. If there's anything that's doing really well in terms of bait, I get a lot of word from like the captains. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated, let you guys know what's working, what's not working, maybe what areas are working and what areas aren't working. But the number one thing that will always stay consistent is obviously using Promar gear. And we want to just, reiterate that it seems, you guys have supported us so much that we want to make a larger push this year, working with Phil and working with so many other individuals, to kind of give back to the community as much as we can.
Right on. I think it's fantastic.
Bring your mic up here.
Oh, okay.
All right, I can do that. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, perfect. All right, let me read a few comments here. If you have any questions for Brian, man, he's got all the answers for you. Now is the time to ask your questions. And also, Jason Lawler, who's the galley cook on the Amigo, just stopped by here. He was super excited.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's Mr. Lobster fisherman.
Yeah.
When he's got time off the Amigo, he's out doing lobster hoop netting. And I walked into the office here this afternoon. They go, hey, lobster seminar tonight.
Yeah.
We'll be tuning in. So the boys up there at the office at 22nd Street are also listening. Lipper the fisherman. Hey, Phil, glad to see you doing more live shows more often. Lipper, it is my pleasure. Would today be a good day to explain how to get out of Huntington Harbor with a small boat and the rules about fishing as you leave through the jetties? I don't know if you know that. Do you? Do you know that at all?
Rules in what sense? Like what you guys should be looking at? What vessel are you guys fishing off of? Like how big of a boat are you on? When it comes to lobster hooping, there's a few main things that you really want to pay attention to, and the number one thing is just make sure you're hooping in obviously the same areas you would fish is the same areas you would hoop. Not in the sense that where you're going to find the lobster are going to be the same areas, but legally where you can hoop is the same place you can't fish. For hooping, you just want to find structure. And if you can find structure, I know there's people who fish outside of the harbor versus inside of the harbor. I always recommend people to fish in the areas that commercial guys aren't fishing, because you're not going to win in a competition against the commercial guys. They're using tons and tons of traps, tons of like bait that you just, there's no point to compete against yourself, right? and give yourself the best opportunity. It's all about being successful on the water, and the best way to be successful on the water is really by just it's a variety of different things, but building yourself up with every small piece is what's going to help you be successful at the end of the night, right? Hooping in the right areas, making sure you're finding the right structure, making sure that you're moving, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll find one place that's like, oh, there has to be lobster here. They drop all night on the same spot, and they may not get success. I mean, for some it may, be fruitful, but if you're not finding success, pick up your hoops
and move.
Yeah, you might as well just move. It's like if you're not going to be fishing on the spot where you're not getting bit, you're eventually going to move. It's the same thing with lobster. So those are some things to kind of keep in track, is just finding the right spot, getting your gear in order, making sure that everything is keyed in, right? You want to make sure that your hoops, if you have any holes in them, get them patched up. We offer our RN 730s, which are a replacement net. So even if you don't want to go out and buy yourself a whole new hoop net, which a lot of the times is what we used to, kind of just be what was the norm, right, in the industry. Now we have replacement netting for our hoop.
That is really cool.
Yeah. And that's something that we've seen a huge spike in sales recently, because I'm sure everybody has a couple hoop nets laying around. It's like, oh, well, that one has a hole in it. I never got around the time to patching it up, or we have a bunch of zip ties on the boat to kind of patch them up as we go. It's easy to replace the net. You just put it on. It's almost like a sock. You put a couple zip ties to hold it in place, and you're set to go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so make sure your gear's
It's almost worth bringing some of those along with you on the trip in case you rip up your net on a rock or something.
Yeah, 110. I mean, there's been so many times where I go out hooping and we just drop too close to the structure.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, is don't drop on the structure. You want to drop close to the structure, but not on the structure.
How close to it?
I always tell people, there's a few different things, right? And you can view it however you want to view it. I like to look at the way that the current's moving, and I want to drop it where the current is going to be taking the scent of the bait, right? So if I'm going to be dropping it, let's say 5 to 10 feet away, I want to make sure that the current, if I'm dropping it on the, on the structure right here, I'm dropping it, to the right, so that the current brings all that scent over there and it draws the lobsters into that area.
Makes sense.
You don't want to be too far, because at the end of the day, the lobsters are going to crawl, but they're not going to crawl that far. We want to eat them. Sea lions want to eat them. Everything in the ocean wants to eat them. So you're not the only person targeting them, and so that's why they're often targeted at night as well. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Great info. And if people want to visit the Promar website and get some of this great gear, what do they need to do? How do they get there?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you guys can visit all of our retailers. There's a huge list of retailers on the West Coast here in Southern California that carry all of our products. If there's anything that you guys are specifically looking for that they don't carry, let them know, and they'll reach out to us. We're really quick about getting things to them. But if not, and you want to order online, you guys can use Phil's code, which actually I gotta pull that one up really quick. But you guys can go on promarahi.com. We're gonna be fully stocked up for the season. If there's anything you guys need whatsoever, just let me know.
Yeah.
And feel free to call the office. I'm gonna be the one picking up. So, I talk to people all day, about lobster. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, I can tell, man. You're into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I started in this industry with Promar, and the first thing that I did with them, the first fishing trip, anything, was a lobster trip, and that was my first exposure to lobster hooping. And
you instantly took to it?
Yeah. I took to it. It was so much fun. Dropping the hoops, pulling it up, just like that activity of it. I don't know what it was, but it just kept me going throughout the whole night. Yeah. We were hooping for hours. That first night I went out, we were hooping for 6-7 hours, dropping 70 feet, and because I was a new guy, they had me pulling every single hoop. So I was literally for 4 hours just I got it, don't worry.
And you're oh, what's in this one, right?
And it was
the mystery of it.
Yeah. And we were in Catalina too, so we were pulling up a lot of shorts, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, we were on the Amigo last year and did it, and it was so much fun. And honestly, I was yeah, sure, I'll go, you know. And when I did it, I'm like, oh, sign me up. I'll go again.
Yeah.
This is way too much fun.
Yeah, it's different than fishing, because I feel like with fishing, you're constantly, you have the rod in your hand and you're constantly doing something. While in lobster hooping, it's you get some break time in between, and it really is the people you go with make it that much more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So you find.
So if you go
group.
with Steve Oropez, you're
Oh, it's
miserable the
terrible.
whole trip, right?
Yeah. If you're with Steve, it's just terrible.
Yeah, Steve's from Promar, by the way. So that's the guy Brian threw under the bus for being late here tonight.
Yeah, it's all his fault. Yeah. It's all his fault. It sucks when we go fishing. We never catch fish with him. We never catch lobster with him. It's terrible. I'm going to get fired tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this going on the morning briefing tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll definitely fire this up. You're going to look up that code?
Yeah.
I'll read a couple of comments, and if one comes to a question for you, I will let you know. Let's see. Cargo 91. Hello, Senor Phil. Nice to see you. Nice to watch you live. Cargo 91. It's great to have you with us. Brian here from Promar. Deeply appreciate you showing up. Mike Krinkovich. Hey there, lobster boy. I guess he's talking to you.
Probably.
Yeah, Mike Krinkovich is a little weird. And Mackie says, damn it, Steve. Nah, Mackie, you got it.
Yeah,
You're
you got it
absolutely
right.
right. Brian will affirm that for sure.
Yes.
Live free, die free says, good afternoon. Thanks for being here. And a guy that knows you, Darren Doskel.
Oh, yeah, Doskel. Yeah. what's
Doskel
up,
says,
dude?
hi, Brian.
I was just talking to him earlier today about some lobster stuff. So
Is he a private boater or what?
yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's a private boater. I met him through Dave Hansen.
Yeah.
You know Dave Hansen. I met him through him, and he's cool, dude. He loves lobster hooping. He's an awesome dude. I also did find that code. It's code FA. Friedman Adventures.
Oh, there you go.
Capital F, capital A. That'll get you guys 15% off of the website. So if you guys need to grab your gear, now is a great time to do it. It is the right time to do it as well. Like, aside from it being just coming up to lobster season right now, if you guys order, it will get there before the opener. You'll have plenty of time to go through the rest of your gear, get your stuff in order. And that's something that is so important because when you're out hooping, the last thing you want to do, if the crawl is on, you don't want to be fussing around with your gear.
Right.
So make sure you guys are getting through everything in a timely manner, and like have that stuff set up on your boat, and so that when you go on your boat, it's the last thing you're worried about. The one thing you should be worried about is spots and pooling. You don't want to be fussing around with gear. So.
All right, Darren, thank you for being here, my friend. I'm so happy you were able to speak to Brian earlier today. Robert Graber, hey, Brian, Friedman Adventure Families, happy hump day. Promar Lobster Seminar. Brian is the man. He must not know you too well. Hey, Robert, is audio good again? I saw that. I think it probably is, since Mad Dog helped us with that. Omar Hernandez says, hello, let's go get them bugs.
Yes, sir.
Mad Dog is asking Robert, and yeah, we're good. All right, that sounds good. Fishing Matt, Ryan, Brian, you're everywhere this week.
I have.
Well, no wonder that you're late then. Well, maybe we will forgive you.
Yeah, it's
I was
funny.
just getting ready to pull the knife out and stick it right in your back when you walk through there.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy. Saturday I was at the CCA Star Tournament Awards. Sunday I was at a Bass Pro Shop seminar. I went on Let's Talk Hookup. And then today I'm here. So it's been a little bit of everywhere these last couple of weeks, just trying to make sure that we're getting as much promotion out there for lobster season and letting people know that Promar's here to support you guys. So.
All right, yeah, and it's great to have you here. And more importantly, besides this show tonight, everybody, we're going to do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even come up with a certain day of the week where we're doing it. I know that I have some charters coming up, so we'll have to work around, but we'll give you plenty of notice. This was, last minute kind of notice, but there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
We're grateful for that. And also a lot of comments coming in here. Man, we can't thank you enough. That is for sure. Javier Lopez says, stay away from the container ship areas. They might fall on you. I guess they had a little problem down here, right?
Did you see that video?
Kind of, yeah. I actually did not see the video. What happened?
No, it was crazy. All those containers just fell into the ocean. New structure. No, I think they're pulling them out, but it would be cool if they left.
Yeah, really, that would, man. Where was that? Like inside the harbor or outside?
It was inside the harbor.
Oh,
Right
shoot.
at
The Gap?
the lighthouse. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
right.
God. That would have been some good sand bass fishing in about a year.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate that. Live free, die free Wednesday bug raffle. He wants to have a raffle, I guess. What's
Yeah.
up, Robert? Omar Hernandez, I'm going to divulge my secret spot, he says.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you have any secret spots or just in general? would you say much better to go to an island as opposed to fishing local, or not necessarily true?
So it really depends on what your goal is. I mean, like I said, I've been to Catalina and we pull up tons and tons and tons of lobster. I know a lot of really successful captains that go out there.
Yeah.
And they get limits every single time. Every time I've personally gone, I've gone in 100+ lobster in a night, but majority are short, so we end up tossing them back.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back with a couple limits, but you know, if we're taking 3-4 guys, it's sometimes a little bit scarce. I have the best success in the harbor, and obviously I prefer to go in the harbor myself because I do get seasick. So
Yeah. I didn't know that about you.
yeah, I'm always on the water, but I don't know. I guess sometimes, especially, I'll get a little seasick, you know. I have a 12-hour trip this upcoming Saturday.
Oh, man. Somebody get me some video of that projectile vomiting. I love those videos. Hey, fishing Matt Ryan. Do you know him?
Yeah.
He says, hi, Brian.
I'm sure he's going to bring up, there's a video of me, he has it, I'm pretty sure, of me just throwing up off the side of a boat.
You're my man. Man, welcome to Friedman Adventures. I'll turn that short into 1 million views. Hey, Daphne is a great Friedman Adventures family member. You got to meet her someday for sure, Brian, if you haven't already. She says she has attached a fish cam to a hoop net a few times, and she's seen sea lions poke into the hoop net, and also a lot of other interesting critters around. That would be fascinating, I would think.
Yeah, no, it's funny you bring that up. During lobster season, I've got, sand bass, obviously. We've gotten some sharks in there. We've got in tons of things that we actually bring in. Obviously, the different variety of crabs and conches and snails and octopus and everything else in between. Sculpin. But sea lions are a big thing, especially in Southern California. I mean, it's like the #1 fisherman's enemy when we're out on the boats.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with lobster hooping, and that's why we make our seal-proof bait cages. And we actually did just release our new one, which is the deluxe. It's going to come in a blue color, and it's also going to have larger clips, which are going to be a lot easier to get on your hoops and off the hoops. So that's something to keep an eye on. But
that's new as of 25
no,
this
well,
year?
we launched it last year towards the end of the season, but we're promoting it heavily this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Is that a big problem with the sea lions? And does
Yes.
that... Oh, yeah, it is,
Yeah,
right?
it
Of course it is.
Yeah, a lot of the times, and the issue is you'll get your lobster, and then the sea lions, I mean, they're looking for lobster too. So they'll go in there, they'll pick out. You never know. You might have had a huge friggin' 10-pound lobster, and a sea lion scared it out or pulled it out. You
Yeah,
never know,
right.
so, yeah.
All right, good stuff. Daphne, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Robert Graver says, don't forget a pen that will write on that waxy report card.
Yes.
Fine point Sharpie works for me.
Yes.
So you can't wait to go home at night and fill out your report card, can you?
No, you have to do it on the water. So before you even, what I always tell people is if you're going to the destination, before you get to that destination, have it filled out. Obviously, leave the number of lobsters pulled, empty. But before you arrive there, have the rest filled out. The gear code, the location code, the date, and then you're good. Before you leave that location, make sure you write down how many lobsters you guys pulled out of that. Because if a fishing game comes and stops you, they're going to want to see your report card and everybody else's report card on there that's been hooping. And they'll know who's been hooping because they look, before they even board your boat, they're looking at you from across the marina.
Yeah, right.
They're looking at
They're
you.
binocular,
They have
yeah.
their binoculars right on you.
So if you have complied to all the regs, in other words, you're not over limits and you're good, but you haven't filled out the card, do you get a fine?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's important to know.
And they're super, super, super hard on lobster season. It's, I've heard people say that this is when they make the most amount of money for the year. It's such a widely popular thing, but there's so many little intricate things that go into it that really are simple to do, but we always forget them. And so that's why I always remind people at the beginning of the season, number one, have your lobster card ready, have a valid fishing license ready if you're over the age of 15, right? And then also have it filled out before you arrive and have it filled out before you leave. So little things for you to do like that, and make sure you guys keep a Promar lobster gauge on you at all times.
That's also mandatory.
That is mandatory, yes. Doesn't have to be Promar technically, but I'm always going to say it's Promar.
Yeah, right.
But make sure you guys have a lobster gauge on your person, and you have one for every person on the boat. So if you have 3 people on the boat, have 3, and they should have it on their persons.
All right.
Unless they're not touching a hoop at all, but again, Even if you want to, oh well, he wasn't touching it. If they saw him touch it from across the way, they're gonna ticket him.
So 15% off if they go to the Promar website and put in capital F, capital A, Friedman Adventures. Is that right?
Yeah, they don't even have to type out Friedman Adventure, just capital F, capital A.
Perfect.
That's it. Friedman Adventures is what it stands for, capital F, capital A. That'll get you 15% off of promarahi.com.
Man, we're loving it, and we're loving all you great folks joining us here with Brian. It's fantastic. Let's go to Bowline Outdoors. Thank you so much for joining us. What's the best bait to use? It says kerns or salmon.
Kerns or salmon? Well, there's a big troll group, I guess, online. They've been saying kerns works a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, I'm not going to lie, but it sucks for the new beginners that end up falling for it. Salmon works, live bait works, mackerel works. I don't recommend using any game fish. That is up to your discretion, but at the end of the day, always check the rules and regulation. I believe any game fish you're not allowed to use. That includes bonita, so just something to keep in mind.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the rules. You guys can double check it and verify it and let me know online. Let me know I'm wrong.
Let us know right now in case somebody knows.
Yeah, if you guys know and that's wrong, but that's, to my knowledge, what it is. But like I said, mackerel, whether it's frozen or fresh, everyone's going to tell you fresh is the best, or frozen, or whatever. I mean, I've had success with everything, to be honest. I've used mackerel, I've used salmon heads, I've used salmon chunks, I've used live sardines, I've used frozen sardines. Everything seems to work. I mean, the bugs, if they're crawling, they're going to crawl. So, but it is important. The one thing I will say when packing your seal-proof bait cage, or your bait cage for any of that, is like, I see a lot of people like packing, like hard packing their bait in there, and they just want it to soak all night and they think it's going to last all night. That's going to make it better.
Yeah.
That's like the complete opposite. If you're packing it so tight that the water is essentially not able to pull all the oils, blood, fat, everything in there through all the little crevices, and it's just skidding on top, right? It's just hitting this and able to pull this. That's not going to go as far as if the current is able to flow through the bait and get in there and drag that scent as far as possible. So I always tell people, when you're packing your bait, fill it up to about 3/4 of the way, give it a light shake, and then just drop it down. And I've had the most success like that. And if I notice that the sand fleas are getting it, or maybe it's starting to get a little bit too low, I just throw a little bit in there, but I never want to overpack my bait tubes. That's something to keep in mind that I see a lot of people mess up on. So,
and it sounds to me, if I'm getting this right, that the type of bait you don't feel is all that important, right? You named all these different varieties and they all worked. It sounds
they've
like.
all worked for me. There's certain people, I mean, I know like there's certain captains that I work
that are
with
diehard.
that are diehard live bait only.
Yeah.
And I've used live bait only. I've used live bait and had really good success.
Yeah.
And I've also used frozen and I've had really good success. So I don't know. For me personally, from my experience, I think as long as you're out on the water and you're putting the time in, you're going to find success, and whatever works for you is really going to work for you. So.
Hey, you are watching Lobster Chronicles. I think that's the name, right?
Yeah,
you came up with that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, well, ChatGPT did. So.
Lobster Chronicles here at 22nd Street Landing with Promar and Friedman Adventures. It's great to have you with us. We're going to be on weekly with this show. We'll keep you in touch with all the regs. We'll keep you in touch with everything that's going on, where the hot lobster hoop netting is going on, and so much more. Let's go back and see Chivo Robledo. Chivo, good to have you with us, my friend. Hey, Phil, will there be a Friedman Adventures lobster trip? Yes, I'm going to commit to one right now. Why not, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the one we went on last time, so yes, Chivo, I will make that happen. I'll talk to Paisano on the Amigo, and we'll do one with him on board the Amigo.
Count me in, dude. I'm in.
All right, cool. Will you come?
Yeah, I'll come.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, so we got
we'll make
celebrity
it a
here, man.
Too, dude. I'll bring a ton of giveaways, so whoever gets on that one, you guys are going to get a ton of giveaways.
I guess I better book this pretty quick here, huh? Yeah. I'll talk to Mark Paisano if he shows up here this evening. If not, we'll make that happen because Brian will be there. It'll be just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Bowline Outdoors just wants to know if you have wind-on leaders at Promar.
We do have a ton of wind-on leaders. We have a ton of gear. I mean, obviously, Promar's known, I think, very heavily for lobster hooping in Southern California. But recently, a little bit over a year ago, we released our GT4 wind-on, our GT4 leaders, and that's been killing it. We also released our Ikara slow pitch jigs. So if you guys are out on the water and you guys are dropping your hoop nets, and you guys want to, get some fishing on the, in between, just like I said, pick up everything that you guys need from the Promar website, Code FA. You guys can find slow pitch jigs, line, sabikis, to catch your own bait. So if you guys don't want to pay, you guys can save a little bit of money on there too. But it's always good to support the bait barges, though.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you do input FA, that's a big help to us. We deeply appreciate that, no doubt about it. Hey, Fishing Matt Ryan, I don't know, you might have to start making T-shirts. He says, Barfin Brian is your new moniker. You like that? I don't know about that. Albert Ponce. Once again, I'm going to be seeing Albert down in Rosarito Beach on when are we going? Friday. We're going Friday. We're going to see you, Albert, one of these days, either Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, I'm going to see you Friday. Quick question. What is the recommended length of star rope when hoop netting, not to lose your hoop net to the tidal rises?
So you want to obviously pay attention to what the tides are looking like so that you can plan accordingly. What I always recommend people to do, and what I do myself, I usually leave about 5 feet extra, but I put a weight at the end of the line. So we have our line weights at Promar, and essentially what I'll do is I'll have my hoop net here, and then the line that goes up to the buoy, and then past the buoy, I usually use some zip ties. I'll wrap it around my arm, put a zip tie over it so that the excess line is not too much. I allow 5 feet of extra line so that it doesn't drift off too far, and then I tie a line weight to that so that it stays completely vertical, right? So this line is from the buoy upwards, from the hoop upwards to the buoy, and then the excess line falls right back down and stays parallel with that. So.
All right, very good. Albert, thank you for joining us tonight. And Robert Graber is trying to ruin all of our fun. I used to like Robert a lot, but he's telling you to get the patch. And that would ruin all our fun and all these great barfing videos, man. Robert, you're too nice. You're taking good care of this guy. It's Promar, for God's sakes. Fishing Matt Ryan wants to know, do they make seasick medicine?
No.
Maybe you guys ought to start that.
Yeah, it's going to be Brian's Seasick Medicine.
Yeah.
It'll be branded by Promar.
Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods. I get a buck every time I say that.
Nice.
Z Custom Rods, Z Custom Rods, Z Custom Rods.
$4 right there, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm cashing in, man. Chuck's going to be going to Mexico with us. Brian has helped us in the past at our Redondo Surf Tournament.
Oh,
Hats
nice.
off to you, Brian and Promar.
Sweet, yeah. We're always supporting, we're trying to support the community as much as we can. And, any event, you'll usually find Promar at. And if you don't, let us know. We'd love to be a part of it.
All right, good stuff. Chivo Robledo says, does the California Department of Fish and Wildlife app have an online report card, or does it have to be a physical card? That's a really good question.
So you can purchase it on there, but they mail it to you. You need to have a physical card on you because they have to have it filled out. When they board you, it needs to be filled out. So no, while you could purchase it on the app, you need to have it in person before you go out. It needs to be filled out before you go out, and it needs to be filled out before you leave that location, and it has to be a physical one. So.
And it also has to be turned in at the end of the year.
Yes.
Is there a fine if you don't turn it in?
Yes, I believe it's like $21 and some change, $21.60 if I'm not mistaken. I have to pay it because I forgot last year. I'm a terrible person. I'm a bad role model right now.
Well, should I admit my failings also?
Did you? Yeah.
I did, but there was no fine.
You're kidding me.
Thank
dude.
God. They missed me. Yeah. Now I've admitted it.
They're going to come back.
You know they're watching
this.
this.
Yeah.
Pull up that Friedman's account.
Yeah, no, make sure you have it turned in unless you got an extra $20 to burn at the beginning of the season and you don't mind paying it, but I think they already take enough of my money. So.
Yeah, really. Hey, Daphne wants to know, have you ever used chicken heart liver as bait? Chicken heart or liver?
I've
heard of that.
Never used it. I've heard of people doing that on like Northern California for crab, mainly rock crab. But I've never used that kind of bait for lobster. I would stick to fin bait specifically. So mackerel, sardines, anchovies, stuff like that, salmon, before you go to like chicken and liver and stuff like that. You want it to be at least something relevant to what they're already naturally feeding on. So,
yeah, because that just works when you're fishing in general.
Yeah.
I know that You can go buy some worms that get imported from the East Coast and fish them in the surf.
Yeah.
But nothing works better than digging up a sandworm in the Southern California sand
Yeah.
and tossing that out there because fish are used to feeding on it.
Fish are used to feeding on it. Same with ghost shrimp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fish are used to feeding on them. That's why that's the candy bait, You can use a little grub and stuff, and that'll work, but live bait's always going to be the best bait.
Man, where is that Richard Hughes when you need him? Richard Hughes is going to have to write the Lobster Chronicles theme song. He's written the morning briefing song.
Has he?
He's written Tackle Shop Confession song. And I can see by the amount of people with one day of promoting this, and 4 o'clock is kind of not a great time to go up. There's a ton of people here. We got the real deal going here.
Oh yeah, dude.
Man, all we got to do now is get a target that we can put up here with Steve's photo on it, and we'll start the show by throwing darts at it. That would be good, man. I'll tell you that
I'll
right
hit
now.
a bullseye every time. Don't worry, dude.
And Robert is telling Chivo, he's affirming what you said about you got to have that card physically in your hand. Cat food, fishing Matt Ryan wants to hear about, man. Does that work?
One of those things that I've also heard people use. I don't know. I've never personally tried it. I own a cat, and I wouldn't want to waste my cat food on the ocean, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, really. Charles Zimmer from Z Custom Rods. He says he just talked to his buddy Grok. I don't know who Grok is, but it's a friend of his, I guess. In California, the use of game fish as bait in hoop nets for recreational spiny lobster fishing is permissible, provided the fish were caught legally and are otherwise authorized to possess.
Well, there you go.
There you go, man. Grok, hey, you got to introduce me to this Grok guy one of these days. He's always got all
I've heard
the
about
answers.
him a lot,
yeah, me
actually,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard my wife talking to him in Spanish the other day.
Oh,
Yeah, something about how do you poison your husband? What's the best way to do that? Darren is back with us again, and he says he can't wait for his Promar hat.
Yeah, he just called in today. He placed an order. We talked a little lobster, and he got that discount. So, like I said, guys, go grab your gear. Right now is the best time. You want to have it in time for lobster season, and we're only I'm going to say 1 week away.
Yeah, right?
We're 1 week away. The 26th. Today is the 17th, but it's a Wednesday, which pretty much means it's Friday. So we're 1 week away.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like countdown time right now.
No, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm super.
Are you going to be out opening?
I'm going to try to be out opening, yeah.
Do you know who you're going with or where you're going?
I'm going to try to go with my buddy Renee, and we're going to try to hit over here. Well, I'm not going to say specifically where.
Well, why not?
It's already going to be packed as is, but we're going to be going out of San Pedro area, so we're going to be fishing in this area. I've had some really good success in this area, so this vicinity, somewhere within 20 miles of here, so that's way more than I need.
Hey, Robert has a question about something other than lobster hoop netting, Robert Graber, so we will entertain it because Robert is a great Friedman Adventures family member. He wants to know where you get the new, bigger Akira jigs in the 805. He went to Eric's, is it Huns, and Ventura Sport Fishing with no luck. Does Turner have them?
Turner's, I believe, carries Ikaras. I'm not entirely sure if they would carry the new ones. These were, they've only been out for about a month and a half, 2 months now. So we're still getting them into stores. Some stores are still ordering them. And what I would say is if you can't find them, again, hammer your local retailers. So, reach out to us so that we can get them to them so it's easier for you guys to purchase. But if not, you guys are more than welcome to, again, go on promarahi.com, use code FA, 15% off, and that'll get you guys any gear that you guys can't find locally. So it's always an easy way to do it like that as well.
All right, there you go, Robert.
And Robert, I know you, so you can just send me an email, dude. You got my email? Send me an email. I'll take care of you, man.
All right, there you go. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I love this Daniel Day already. Just reading his comment, what he's doing with his 5-year-old. Getting him out into the great outdoors. Daniel, you couldn't do anything better for your kids. He wants to know, can my 5-year-old lobster fish with a report card, but no license from my boat?
Yes.
Okay, good.
As long as they're under the age of, I believe it's 15 or 16, you're going to want to double check that with the Department of Fish and Wildlife. but they do not need a fishing license, but they do need a lobster report card. That's just to be able to keep track. It's obviously how to keep, tabs on how many lobsters are being caught. So make sure if you take him hooping, if he's going to be touching the hoops and he's going to be, obviously you want to, if you guys get, 2 limits, 14, 7 for you, 7 for him, he's going to have a report card.
All right, very good. And good for you, Daniel, getting your kids out there, right?
Yeah, no, I always tell people, the future of fishing is not really with the Phils and the Bryans. It's, it's with
A little bit
kids.
more with you than me.
Yeah, maybe,
I've got one foot on the banana peel,
No, you're not at home.
What the hell, I'm not.
But it's
you're
good
right.
To take them. It's always good to take them. Get them into that habit. It's something that I feel with social media and everybody being addicted to their phones.
100%.
It's getting lost. Take your kids out. Take them fishing. Take them hunting. Take them lobster hooping. Just get them into the outdoors. I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that at such a young age. It's something that you don't see a lot of people do today. So.
Daniel, applause from both Brian and I, man.
Yeah.
Good job. Really, really appreciate you doing that. Ronald Jimenez has never been lobster fishing. What's a good boat to jump on? I had a lot of fun on board the Amigo. I will tell you that. The Gale Force, I think they run trips.
Yeah, they
Who
do.
else?
I'm pretty sure. It depends. I mean, if you guys want to work with some charter captains, we have a whole lot of captains that we work with. Obviously, that's a little bit more difficult for some people because it's a whole charter, right? It's a little bit more expensive. But like Phil said, the Amigo, the Gale Force, we have Justin Bottrell from Bowline Sport Fishing. We have Pablo Fernandez from Fernandez Charters.
Full spectrum fishing with Woody. He does such a good job. Yeah. Anthony and I were out with him. He's a gentleman, and he does a lot of lobster hoop netting. I think it's deep sea. Deepseek-fishing.com.
Yeah, San Diego, we have Kevin from the Alicia. He just got a bunch of hoop nets from us, so he's getting ready to do that this year too. So a lot more people are making it more accessible for you guys to go out there. And it's a good thing to bring it up. If you guys want to go out and you guys aren't seeing that at your local landing, let them know, hey, we want to go lobster hooping. And they will reach out to us and we'll take care of them so that you guys can experience the fun that we're experiencing too.
Yeah, 100%.
It's no longer the private boater exclusive thing.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more people are getting into it.
So on a boat like the Amigo, I think we take 10 people, so everybody has a net. You can have 10 nets on a boat, correct?
As long as, well, you're allowed 5 nets on a boat if you're one person alone.
Right.
Whether you're on a kayak, a skiff, a big boat or small boat, if you are by yourself, you're allowed 5. You are allowed another 5 for another person, so a total of 10, but you cannot go over 10 no matter how many people are on the boat. So.
Right. And that's where, like full spectrum fishing, I was talking to Woody about that, and he carries like 4 people, and I'm going, man, 4 people, 10 net. You got to you got to pull all the time, man.
Pull a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you get
pulling's the most fun thing. There's people who have like those electric pullers,
from,
like other brands, and that's cool. I mean, especially for the older guys. If you guys can't pull and you want to get out there, I 100% recommend it.
He's talking
people
about me
like
again.
Phil,
Jackass.
But if not, like pulling's kind of the most fun part for me. I'll throw my back out 2 times a season. It's crazy.
Really?
I love pulling. It's my favorite thing to do.
Well, you mean just the anticipation, like you're getting closer and closer, and then what's going to be in there?
Yeah, you never know how big it is. Last year I pulled up my biggest lobster for last year was like a 9.4 pound lobster.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Huge, yeah, I love.
Did you eat it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll bet that was good.
It was tasty.
God, man, there's nothing better. And as I was saying, the last time I checked, I haven't checked this year, but it was like $50 a pound for local lobster. So that's a $500 bill, a 10-pound lobster.
Yeah, a 10-pound lobster, $500, and I got it for $3.99.
Yeah.
Well, not really. There's some expenses in there, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's so much fun, especially when you're pulling it up, and like you said, you're anticipating something, and when you get nothing, you're kind of bummed out, but it was still fun. That excitement as you're waiting for it to come out. But when you're like pulling and you start seeing red come from like 10 feet down, you're
right.
Like, oh, dude, what is it? How many is it? How big is it? And then you pull it up over the rail and you're like, holy cow. Like that is the most fun part for me. So. All
right, good stuff. Steve-O Fishing says, where are the albacores? Steve-O, let me tell you, Brian chopped them all up and used them for lobster bait. Man, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's where they are. Matt, cat food makes great chum for making bait with Promar sabiki rods. You can scrape it out with a spoon, like you're whittling wood. Gets them going right under the boat. Man, there's another Promar plug right there for your sabiki
A lot
rods.
of Promar fans, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, we're all over that.
Yeah.
Daphne is back with us again, and we love seeing her always. The Gale Force and Triton are pretty good boats in Sport King when they do lobster, though they do a Catalina lobster combo. It leaves like at 12 noon. They fish for rockfish until it gets dark, and then they start the lobster hooping. And that's a great trip also. That combo trips are fun.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people kind of, start doing towards this time of the season. Lobster fishing, a lot of the other fishing starts to slow down. Seems like this year we're having a little bit later of a summer, so the fishing might stay a little bit better for a longer period of time.
Right.
So we'll have to see how that affects things. But yeah, lobster fishing and rock fishing, and for rock fishing, we make tons of stuff too. Promar's everywhere. Realistically, you can find a Promar gear for almost everything that you're targeting and everything you're doing. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
All right, good stuff. And tons of people watching. Hit that like button, everybody. Make sure you visit the Promar website and put in capital F, capital A for 15% off. We would really appreciate that. All right, Robert Westfall says, hey, and Robert, we talked earlier today. That was good stuff. By the way, Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods. I'm getting my money in here, man.
Yeah, that's at
Notice
least
that?
$7.
He's got a trip on the Amigo, and I was talking to Mark Paisano Jr., who runs the boat. Chuck, if you're out to lunch with your buddy Grok, maybe you can take a break and tell me if I've got this right. But they're going to go to the island. They're going to lobster hoop net. So they're going to leave here and arrive when the sun is setting.
Okay.
They're going to lobster hoop net, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning, they're going to go to Nicholas, San Nicolas
Really?
Island, and catch the big rockfish all day long and then come in the next day. Kind of a reverse lobster combo trip.
That's pretty
That
bad.
sounds bitchin', doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And the cool thing is, lobster, if you keep them with some water, they'll stay alive for a really long time. So.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. Mackie said last year Phil forgot to wear pants and had to cuddle with the stove on the lobster trip. I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, I was in shorts. And I
Oh my
was
God.
freezing to death.
Yeah, that's...
Yes, Mackie wouldn't cuddle with me, so I had to cuddle up with the stove on the Amigo. That's right. I forgot that, Mackie. You're right. That was so fun, man. And that, we got to thank our dear friend Doug Tilk, who chartered the boat and invited us all. And we just had such a really great time. So can't wait to do it. Chivo Robledo says, sign me up, Phil. If you're going to do that trip, I'm there. And Chivo, we would love to have you with us. Ronald Jimenez says, count me in this season. Thanks for the info. Hey, Ronald, have a great time doing this, man. It is so much fun. Fishing Matt Ryan. Brian, I'm just playing with you. Good to see you, buddy. No, he's not. He's deadly serious.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's
I'm
always
loving
bullying
this guy, man.
No, it's good.
And Jason Cutter says Fishing Matt Ryan is the best fisherman in the world. Is he up there?
Well, no. Just to keep it blank. No, I'm just kidding. Matt's awesome. He's a really good fisherman. He's cool. He's also a police officer, so
Oh, okay.
thank you for your...
Well, I'll behave
everything you do,
myself. Matt, I was just kidding. If I said anything to...
He's about to come...
come in, bust the door in.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
about
the
to
door's
come bust the
open.
door.
Just come on in.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Michael Burke says, hey, Phil, me and my brother already ready to start hooping. We can't wait. Like I say, man, this is like a thing now. It's really amazing how it's become a thing.
No, it's big. Lobster is getting more and more popular every year. And it's just awesome to see. I feel like when I first started, it seemed like, again, it was just such a private boater thing. If you didn't have your own boat, you weren't able to go out. But now it's like I could freely talk about it with so many more people. And it's just cool. I love it. This is literally my favorite time of the year.
It is so cool. There's no doubt about that. Jason Cutter says, Sleeper Cell, Fishing Matt Ryan. Phil, I worked with your son at Del Amo. Well, Philip worked in security over there. So, hey, Matt, thank you. Oh, I know who you are, I think. Really good. Thank you so much. And, working with my son or working with me, people do seek psychological help afterwards. So
yeah, I'm sure
there is a cure for it. Yeah.
After we do more podcasts, I'm going to need some of that help too.
Hey, by the way, if you don't know the drill here, like our live shows, we don't leave until we answer every question. And when I get down a little bit lower here in the questions, I have some more questions I want to ask Brian. But just to reiterate to you all, this is not the only Lobster Chronicle show we're doing this year. We're going to keep the ball rolling, right?
We want to do as many as you guys are going to keep supporting. So if you guys keep showing up every time, I'm going to keep showing up every time, and we can keep this going all season long. We can keep it going all year long, honestly. It depends on how many viewers we keep getting. And Promar, I mean, I have plans to do some really good stuff on this show, so keep watching. We're going to get some giveaways. We're going to get some goodies in here. Obviously, we want to support the Friedman Adventure family, so let's keep it going.
Yeah, right on. Thank you all for joining us. A lot of people watching our premiere of Lobster Chronicles. I am so grateful to all of you. Robert Slagers wants to know if I remember the Jed Welsh Breakwater Special Plastic. He used to write a fishing column for the Press Telegram. Well, I remember Jed really well. I was very good friends with Jed, and Mad Dog will laugh at this. So Jed was probably he had to be 75 back in the Fred Hall days, and my wife had just come from Costa Rica. Jed had the hots for my wife, Ruth. And he would come every day and bring her flowers. It was awesome. It was so good. I mean, and she's just off the plane from Costa Rica and looking at the United States. I'm like, oh my God, what is this crazy thing? And then this guy is treating her so nice, and she just felt right at home. So, man, I love Jed. He was really a special person. A really good guy. Way before your time, I think, right?
I was going to say, I don't recognize him, but he sounds like a great
Oh,
guy.
he was. He really was. Omar Hernandez said he caught 3 last night. I hope that... Then he says he's joking.
Oh, I was about to say.
Omar. Yes. Don't put it in writing, Omar. Whatever you do. My mom pulled me aside when I was 12 years old and said, don't ever write it. Well, I go, write what? And she goes, anything. So my homework, I was always in trouble with that because I couldn't write it. Let's see. Daphne, what are some tips? All right, I know this is going to be a good question because Daphne always asks great questions. What are some tips for not getting seasick during the night? Does staring at the horizon, or in this case, the lighted coastline, help? My friends. She needs to help her friends out. You got any ways to...
So what works for me is always looking at the lighted coastline if you're at night, obviously. Again, I'm a big advocate for the harbor. If you're getting sick in the harbor, then...
It's a quick ride in.
It's a very quick ride in, but also you probably... I mean, if you're getting sick in the harbor, there's... I don't know.
You need to take a bowling.
Yeah, something. You got to take a little bit. I always recommend people, if you're going to get sick, you don't have to take the whole pill. If you're going to take a bone iron or the other one, I forget the brand, you guys just take a small quarter of it. Break it into 4, take a small piece of it, give it about an hour before so that you don't get sick. And that's not going to make you too tired. It's not going to get you too groggy. And then also, it'll get you going through the whole night. But you shouldn't be getting sick in the harbor. And if you are, looking at the coastline really helps. But also, once you're starting to get into the groove of things and you're moving around on the boat, pulling up hoops, getting excited, rebaiting, throwing the hoops out, and doing all that, you'll probably forget about the seasickness pretty quick. So.
All right, good stuff. Very, very good. All right, how about Robert Westfall? So the opening is September 26th.
Yes.
And it goes through March 15th. Does he have that right?
I'm not sure when it ends. You guys are going to want to double check, but I believe it is sometime in March.
Hey, there's Grok right there. Let's ask him.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could Google it really quick.
Oh, that's all right. You can do that if you want. So Daphne says that her girlfriend's husband got sick when she took him out last time. So that's not funny getting seasick, is it?
No, it's
actually hilarious.
No, it is the worst feeling.
It really is.
Yeah, you get that stomach cramp and you start getting dizzy and then you throw up and you're like, oh, I'm perfectly fine. And then 2 seconds later,
you're sick again.
You're sick again. So, obviously, bonine or
the patch.
The patch.
What about the patch?
I've never used the patch. I've heard some really good.
Yeah, they got all this stuff. Watches, bands you can wear.
Yeah, go on Amazon, pick something up, and use it. Obviously, I always recommend, if you're going to be taking a pill, 30 to 45 minutes at least in advance.
Yeah.
Always recommended an hour, but if you had to, 30 to 45 minutes before.
Yeah.
Ginger works. I actually, I just take a couple of ginger pills with me, or ginger.
Does it actually work?
Yeah, it actually works.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know that our dear departed friend Bob Gifford just passed away not too long ago, but he was seasick. He'd get seasick in the harbor, and he put that patch on. No problems.
You're perfectly fine.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to put 2 patches on because it can have a detrimental effect.
Oh,
and
really?
I say that because I talked to a guy who put it on and then started. He put one on and then he lost it.
Yeah.
And so he put another one on. and he started getting all loopy and screwed up, and he's wondering what happened?
What?
It fell and stuck on his foot.
No way.
So he had that one on his foot and this one, and it was just too much, I guess. So,
yeah.
but I mean, I was convinced after watching Bob, who got sick in every circumstance, that really, really worked. Man, this thing just keeps going on and on, Brian. You are a big hit here.
Dude, sweet.
I can't believe it. Living proof that people have no taste at all out there. Man. Hey, let's see. Back to Robert Graber. Thanks, Brian and Phil. Got my 130s and 170s on the way. FA code more than paid for shipping. Robert.
There you go.
Man, thank you so much, Robert. We love you. You are the best. Stephanie says, and someone unloaded on my bag and jacket one time. Somebody vomited on her jacket. You were there. The Boy Scouts were down here and a bunch of Girl Scouts on Saturday. And the guy was so deadpan. I think he was serious.
Yeah.
But he could have been just screwing with the kids. But he goes, if anybody gets seasick in the galley, you cannot vomit in the galley. You pull your shirt out and you vomit down your shirt and then you hold it in. We can always change your shirt. And I'm like, I never heard that one before. That's a weird one.
I've heard some
Did
stuff
you hear
on
that?
those boats.
Yeah.
That's... That one's
I don't know if he
gnarly.
was screwing with the kids. I'm all for it. I think that's funny. I think he was serious.
He might have been serious.
It seemed like it.
Yeah, I remember the last time I went on on a boat like that. They were like, if you throw up in the restroom, you guys are cleaning it yourselves. We're not cleaning it.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
They hate that.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
All right, man. A lot of vomit talk tonight. What can I
lot
tell
of
you?
that,
Promar Ahi Vomit Hour here with Phil Frieman. All right, good stuff. Mackie says, yeah, night before motion sickness meds work well. So take those. You don't take them like 10 minutes before you're going out. You take them the night before a lot of times is what guys are saying.
Yeah, some
like
people
Mackie.
will take it right before they go to sleep so that it's like super effective. I've never felt a difference between taking it the night before. Honestly, they make me really loopy and tired, so I don't like taking it the night before because I'm afraid I won't wake up on time. So.
All right, Fishing Matt Ryan. I'm loving this guy because he's putting you totally on the spot. You're going to leave some captain out and be in trouble with him, and I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to love it. No, just kidding. Brian, who are your favorite charter captains for lobster hooping? And man, if you leave somebody out, you are so screwed.
Yeah, I really am.
I love
screwed
it.
if I forget one person. Well,
They're all really good. That's when I normally come in with that.
Everyone's great. That's my answer.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Our studio audience is building here tonight, which thank you for being here, my friend. We're loving it. Thank you. Mackie, oh, no, we already got Mackie. March the 18th. Robert talked to Grok, that Grok guy.
There you go.
There it is, March the 18th. So we got pretty long season, actually, but it goes by fast.
It goes by like this. And honestly, what always makes me laugh and is always super interesting to me is how incredibly busy it is at the beginning of the season, when the later half of the season is when it gets really, really good. That's when the best hooping comes in. And I'm not just saying that because I want to keep selling you guys products throughout the whole season. I'm saying that because that's lived experience telling you guys that the lobster gets better as the season progresses. The rains start coming in a little bit better towards the beginning of the year. Those lobsters that have been picked through, all the, the larger ones start being left behind because those are the smarter ones. And so you'll start finding that if you go to those same spots that you did at the beginning of the season, in January or February, you're going to have better success with larger size lobsters than you did the first opening week. A lot of people buy all this gear, go out opening week, and then they're like, oh, I didn't get anything. I'm kind of done, or I'm over it, or whatever. And it's like, dude, you just invested, $1,200, $1,000 on all this gear, and you're not going to reuse it? No, go out there and just redo it. Just, it doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much fuel. So I highly recommend, if you guys are thinking about doing it, commit to it for the whole season. There's a reason it goes until March, because the lobster hooping is good until March. So probably good after that too.
You were mentioning the rain. Are you ready for Tropical Storm Mario tonight?
Yeah,
We're going to get hit. Did you get water and everything? And we stopped off and got some dehydrated stuff and made sure that. I know. I heard somebody hyping that up, like, we're going to get blown. I'm like, what are you talking about? Going to get a little rain tonight.
It's so crazy to me how much Californians blow, like, storm and rain out of the water.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me. I was just in the Bahamas, and I was in whatever hurricane that was. It was that, like, obviously did a lot of damage, but It was doable. I'm pretty sure we can make it through a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, that's another thing. Going back to my wife from Costa Rica, when I lived in Golfito when I was like 19,
Yeah.
we got close to 300 inches of rain a year. You're
Yeah.
living in the rainforest.
Yeah.
And so, you get 12 inches here and everybody's like in a panic. So it's pretty
Everyone
funny.
thinks that it's the end of the world. California's going to sink. No, you guys are fine.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Chivo Robledo, Robert Westfall says ginger really works well. Chivo says relief band for sure works. I
there you
have
go.
one, never needed it, but I've let others use it. He rents them out and makes $50 on these poor seasick
There you go.
people. I don't blame him. And the seasickness goes away in 10 minutes. That's the business to be in.
I was about to say, I'm going to start bringing some on the boat with me.
Watch things.
Yeah. I'm going to start renting those out too. $50, man. You won't be vomiting
They're like
anymore.
100, $200.
Oh,
Are they?
Oh, okay. So
They work though.
All right, there's another one for you. And Robert Westfall says non-drowsy Dramamine ginger pills.
That's the one that I have. Those ginger pills and non-drowsy drama. I mean, if you read it, it says it's just ginger in a powdered form, so that's all it is. But ginger works really well. You can even just bring a piece of ginger and chew on it, and that'll work. So.
All right, very good. Chivo has been on the El Patron when Mad Dog here, who
Yeah.
decks on the El Patron, has given his speech. And apparently, he loves to hear Mad Dog's nice speech about getting seasick in the head, direct and to the point. Man, I'm afraid to listen, all
I
right?
wanna
This
hear
is a
it.
family show, so just vomiting your shirt, right? Like the teacher
It
was
was
telling the
actually
kids.
him the one telling the kids to
Yeah, right. Brill Granite says, can you post lobster boats on your website, Phil? My website isn't even going that well. I can do some stuff with regard to my YouTube channel and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify.
There you
but
go.
Do you have any boats on the Promar website?
We have
that you-
some people that we work with on the Promar website, but I think that could be something that we put together. If you guys want, I'll start compiling a list of every single charter captain and everybody that we work with up and down the coast, because we work all the way from the Channel Islands to San Diego with different boaters. We'll let you guys know exactly who those people are that use the Promar gear, so you guys can get out there and go fishing with them and experience the Promar gear firsthand if you guys don't have it yourselves.
There you go, Bill. We'll
Yeah.
make that happen for you. Jeff ZHB, Justin Brotrell is Brian's favorite lobster captain, along with Pablo Fernandez.
Pablo and Justin are tied for number 2. My number 1 is going to be Rene De Leon. He's my buddy. He has the boat that I go on. I don't have a boat myself. He has a boat, and he's awesome. His boat's right here in Holiday Harbor. So he's my number 1. He takes me out fishing all the time. That dude's awesome. He's, I'm pretty sure you've met him. He's an older cat, the nicest person I know. So huge shout out to him if he's watching. I'm sure he is. He's a big fan of Phil. And then, of course, it's Pablo and Justin. I get the biggest lobsters on Justin's boat. I'm not going to say I don't. The 9 and 4 pounder was on Bowline Sportfishing, Justin Petrell's boat. The most amount of lobster I get typically is on Pablo's boat. So, I get limits on both, so it's kind of hard to compete. But both of those guys, if you're in San Diego, Pablo Fernandez Charters, hit him up. He has availability. Send him a DM. He will answer. Justin, if you guys are in Long Beach or pretty much, over here in this area, he'll take you guys out, and he's a super good captain, whether you guys want to target bluefin or rock fishing, but specifically for lobster, he's one of the most well-known lobster fishermen out here. So.
All right, good stuff. And Robert Graver has a question. Brian, talk about the pros and cons of lights versus glow sticks.
So I always recommend people to use lights. Whether you're using ours, of course, I'm going to recommend use the LED Promar ones 110% of the time. But I'm just not a huge advocate for the glow sticks. They get thrown away. It's just plastic, and as fishermen, we should be trying to move away from creating more waste that's going to eventually end up in landfills and affects the fishing that we see today. So if you guys are still using those chemical glow sticks, start looking into transitioning into the LED light sticks, because those are going to last you longer. It's going to save you money in the long run, but also it's saving the environment, and I think that's something that we should all be passionate about as anglers.
Yeah, 100%. Jeff says Promar replacement nets are awesome.
Yeah, we've gotten, we're selling a ton of those online. RN730, if you guys are looking for those on the website, RN-730. It's super easy. And a lot of people have holes on their nets. I'm going to tell you go buy a new hoop net, but if you don't have to, or if you don't have the funds to do so, go out, buy yourself a replacement net, throw it on, takes you 5 minutes. So.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, everybody. You are awesome. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate you being here with us. I had no idea what to expect. Like, are we going to get 3 questions time? Because we didn't even promote this
We
thing.
really didn't do much on it, yeah.
No.
So
And
this is killer, dude. This
it
is awesome.
just keeps going on and on here. And we are loving you guys for participating. And like I say, if there's questions till midnight tonight, you can talk to Brian because I'm out of here at 6 o'clock. No, I'm kidding. Let's get back into it with you all. And it's Fishing Matt Ryan says, I think it's a preference. Gingers work good, but I prefer blondes. There you go.
Oh, man.
All right, very good. And Fishing Matt Ryan says, Jeff, we know. Jeff says, nice shirt, Brian.
Thank you.
He says it makes your pretty blue eyes just...
Stand
Oh, you're
out.
not pretty blue eyes.
No, you have the pretty
Yes,
blue
I
eyes.
do.
Yeah. They make his eyes pop out. There you go.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. On fire, says Darren. Mad Dog says Chivo is right there. Better fishing if you chum the boat burrito. Uh-oh. Is that what you? That's what it is, huh?
There was a recent time I just threw up a burrito, so I don't know. I didn't think anybody was around me, but maybe there was.
Hey, by the way, I skipped by a comment by Mackie. I just went back and saw it, and he said, teacher, can I throw up in your shirt? I like that,
Yeah.
after he told those kids to throw up in their own shirt. That's the way to do it, man. And Mackie's back with us. He wants to know, is that 9-pound lobster documented, Brian? He doesn't trust you one bit.
It is. I have photos
Mackie,
of it.
way to go, buddy.
I have photos of it. I have photos of my dad with it. It is huge. It was like this big. It was the largest lobster I've ever seen in person. So, I mean, I have photos of it. It exists. I won't share them with you guys.
And it was good to eat because a lot of
it
people
was
say,
delicious.
"Oh, those big ones, they're so tough," and I don't believe that. I mean, it was a little tougher.
No, it wasn't. It was
it was
amazing.
good, right?
I smoke all my lobster, and that thing was perfect.
Really? How do you smoke? They're hard to get lit, though, aren't they? You smoke your lobster. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people haven't, which is kind of crazy to me. What I do is I literally cut the shell, and then I pull it up out, and then I slice it down the middle so I can kind of butterfly it.
Yeah.
I open it up over the shell. I get my Traeger, I set it to about 180 to 200, and I smoke it for about an hour, hour and a half until it
He's
reaches
listening to
internal
this.
temperature. I baste it with butter. I baste it with some, different spices, whatever you guys prefer. I like them a little bit spicy, so I add a little bit of Cajun seasoning and Old Bay. If you guys like Old Bay, just put some butter and some Old Bay in there and just kind of baste it every now and then. And it really, like, the texture is like, it develops like a really weird texture on there. It's almost like a crust, like a steak crust. And then the internal is so juicy, and it still keeps that like really rich lobster flavor with the smokiness in there. I can talk about smoking all day. I love smoking my meats. It's like my favorite thing to do. But if you guys are super, into it, I like using cherry applewood blend. But if you guys aren't super into it, the Costco stuff works really well too. So, but Traeger smoking it 180, 200, about an hour, hour and a half, depending on the size of the tails. Really good way to kind of cook it. And then you just chop it up, put it in some mac and cheese, or you table it. It's already really nicely presented. You put a steak on there. It's really good.
All right, that sounds good. This guy's always smoking
Yeah.
beautiful tri-tips for me all the time. Man, I love this guy.
Tri-tips,
Yeah.
brisket, pork butts, shoulders. You got the whole
Man,
thing.
you getting hungry?
I'm getting hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
We've got some around here somewhere, I think. Hey, did Dan ever show up? No Dan, huh? Man, I'm telling you. Chivo wants to know what, Mad Dog, he has a question for you. What does Axel put in those breakfast burritos?
It's a secret.
Oh, yeah. Keep it that way, right?
Dude, those boat burritos and burgers are like the best. I don't know if it's because you're out on the water, but those burritos and those burgers are the best food.
I don't know what they put.
Dude, I don't know what they're putting.
It's like
in.
those tacos at Jack in the Box, right? What the hell is it?
Yeah.
These things taste good, but what the hell is it?
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard horse meat before. I don't know.
I had horse meat in China.
Did you really?
Raw horse meat.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because I asked this Chinese teacher I was out with, I go, what's the weirdest thing on the menu? And she goes, how about raw horse meat? And I go, I'll take it.
You're kidding.
No,
Was
yeah.
it good?
It was delicious. I loved it.
yeah.
In fact, the next time I went with her,
Yeah.
like a month later, I go, hey, get me that raw. And she, it's not on the menu anymore. I go,
Oh,
oh man. It was good. That was some horse that, couldn't win at Los Al anymore. Just shipped it over to China, and we, had it for dinner. What can I tell you? Fishing Matt Ryan. Oh, no, Bill wants you to get a prescription from your doctor after you eat one of Axel's burritos. No, I think he's talking about the seasick thing.
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
been meaning to go and get one. I just went on a cruise recently, and I was supposed to go get one. Luckily, I was perfectly fine the entire cruise, so... I think the more time I get out on the water, the less seasick I get. So
That might be true, huh?
yeah. So typically at the beginning of the season, when I haven't been on a boat in like 3-4 months, that's when I tend to get the most sick. But as I get towards the end of the season, like now, if I hop on a boat, I'm like usually fine. So.
All right, good stuff. Mackey retracted a message. God only knows what that was. Fishing Matt Ryan, can you pair a good whiskey and cigar with the lobster tails?
Yeah, I mean.
Do you smoke cigars?
I do smoke cigars, but I'm not like.
And a Torre Fuente with a nice.
La Tour Fronte.
There you go.
There you go.
La Torre Fuente, whatever he said.
Yeah. Well, when I'm in Ensenada with this guy, we always go to this cigar place, and he's getting some Cuban cigar or
really?
something. Yeah.
Dude, I like smoking cigars. I am just not that into it to where I know even what I'm just like, can I grab that one? It's $20. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That sounds good
Romeo
enough.
Juliet's a good one.
Romeo Juliets are usually what I grab. Yeah.
That's a good go-to.
yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah,
Don't have
yeah.
to worry about it.
I try to stay away from like the acids and the cheaper stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So I always go for a Romeo and Juliet. I know enough to stay away from those and stick with that. So
There you go. So you look for the $20 one. I do the same thing, except
Yeah.
I look for the one that's $2.95.
$295.
No,
Because
Ron.
you keep saying Z-Man rods so many times.
Oh yeah, Z custom rods.
There
You're
you
just
go,
gonna
Z
Z
custom
man rods. He took a buck away from you on that now. Chuck Zimmer. All right, let's go back here. And Jeff, man, more and more comments and questions. More people are watching. My friend eats lobster sashimi style. He swears by it. I've had it that way. It's great.
I've had people tell me that they eat it. I'm too nervous because I fish in the harbor again, so I don't want to be eating raw lobster harbor or raw harbor lobsters. But if you're getting them at the island, go for it.
Daphne's had it. She says it's amazing. I've had it. It is really, really good.
Ceviche, lobster ceviche, one of my favorite things to do.
Yep,
So,
yep. Chivo Robledo says they slapped the burger patties on the side of the boat for the salty seasoning.
There you go. That's why it's always perfectly salted.
Yeah, man, I had no idea we were going to get into a whole galley conversation on Lobster Chronicles, but I'm good with it. Ronnie is with us, and Ronnie says we've had some good snacks on the boat Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, there you go. And let's see, grilled lobster, Puerto Nuevo style, says Darren. You like it that way? Deep fried.
I do like it that way as well. Lobster's great anyway. And when you guys are going out with Promar gear, you're going to get plenty of lobster to experiment however kind of recipe you want to try. So,
My dear friend Tony Lozano, who Anthony I have introduced him to, owns a restaurant in Rosarito Beach called La Huerita. Do you
Okay.
speak Spanish?
Sí.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
La Huerita. And his mother was living in Puerto Nuevo when it was nothing. And her husband was out lobster fishing, and the clients would come to pick up their lobster, and she'd
Yeah.
go, what am I going to do? These people are going to, and so she started making some rice and beans and lobster. That's how Puerto Nuevo was born.
Dude, there you go.
Tony Lozano's mom was in on that, man.
there
So
you go.
La
That's how it
Huerita.
started, La Huerita.
Yeah, it's good stuff. If you ever go to Rosarito, stop in there in Rosarito. He's got
I've talked to you about going with you one time, and I have yet to do it, so I have to plan.
Yeah,
that
what's
out
up? Yeah,
for
we're
that.
going Friday, so we're gonna go down
I
there.
got a 12-hour trip on Saturday in San Diego.
Well, we'll get you down there with us for
One
sure.
day, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Bowline Outdoors. I hear Mission Bay is best for lobster. What do you say?
Mission Bay is amazing when it comes down to it. San Diego Bay, pretty much every harbor and bay you're gonna find lobster in. You just gotta know what you're doing, where you're going, what to look for, and have the right gear. Which again, Promar gear is the best. We've been around for such a long time. We've really become a backbone of the lobster fishing community, and we're trying to continue to give back to you guys as much as we possibly can. So.
All right, good stuff. I have all these questions, but our fans out here have such great questions,
Yeah.
and this is a really good one. Fishing Matt Ryan, I think he's the Barfing Brian guy, isn't he?
Yes,
So
he
I
is.
love him. And he says, oh, wait a minute. He had a question, which is, Brian, can we keep bycatch in the lobster hoops, which I think is a fantastic question.
fishing game, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no. You need to catch things on hook and line if you're targeting those types of game fish. So if you catch a sand bass, even if it's a world record sand bass, you toss it back because you didn't catch it on hook and line. So double check that. I am not, fishing game.
That
but
Grok
that would
guy
be-
again.
I am not Grok. I'm not fishing wildlife, so you want to double check it. But to my understanding, you are not allowed to keep it because it is a bycatch. It is not what you guys were initially targeting. So.
All right, very good. Andrew H. joins us now. Andrew, great to see you, my friend. Hey, Phil, do you know of any boats that are running twilight lobster trips this season? Yeah, well, go ahead.
Yeah, the Amigo, like you had mentioned,
Yes.
right? I'm pretty sure the Gale Force is also doing that.
Yep.
Spitfire, I'm pretty sure they do those.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and so there's a couple boats out there. Like I said, check your landing, give them a call, let them know that you guys are interested in lobster trips. They'll let you know if they are. I know.
Pescador out of Redondo says
Yeah.
Daphne is another one.
There you go. There's so many people that you guys can find that are doing it, and if they're not, when you guys call, they try to make it happen for you. If they get enough calls, if there's enough interest, they'll make it happen at your landing. So.
Yep, and full spectrum sport fishing. I just had such a positive experience with Woody. I think you guys would all enjoy that. What about the whole thing about lobster fishing is, of course, it's nocturnal. It's a time when you're on the water. It's a dangerous. You've got to be really
Yes.
careful if you're a private boater.
Yes,
Is what I
you
want to
do.
say.
Yes.
You can get you can get all those things.
There's
a
so
lot
many
that can go
different
wrong.
things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not even with your gear, and this is why it's important to make sure your gear is properly rigged and properly tied up and everything is up to speed, because you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting other boaters when you do that, which is super important. Because let's say you're driving down and you see all these buoys and you're trying to avoid them, but they have their line just spread out 20 feet this way. Now your boat's going to get that line caught in the propeller, and you're going to have to be the one diving down there. They're not going to care, right? They might not even come back for another 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And so you want to make sure that you guys are always keeping an eye on your surroundings. Make sure that you guys are being considerate to everybody else that's boating around you as well. So keep an eye on those markers. Make sure that you guys are backing down into the buoys. Keep an eye on it. What I like to do is I always back down on it, keep a spotlight on it. The captain always has eyes on it, so that way you guys never run the risk of pulling or of running over your line when you guys are pulling up, because that's the scariest part realistically.
Yes.
Is when you're coming up to it and you're like, where's my line? Did the line weight hold? Is the line sprayed out? Like, where is everything? Once you guys have like a good understanding, that's why it's important that you guys put that line weight at the end of your line and you have all that excess line tied up so that it is all perfectly falling parallel with each other vertically. So but it is very scary when you guys are, especially when you're dropping next to like the break wall and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had some
there's-
near disaster there.
Yeah, with the swell coming in, if you're hooping
Yeah.
on the outside of the harbor and you have that swell pushing you up against the rocks,
Yeah.
it's super, super important that you guys are looking at everything and keeping an eye on everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's nighttime, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. I think we have royalty here. Do you know Lisa Onishiko?
Yeah.
It says, "What's up, everybody?" And Darren says she's the shark queen. And then he says, "Oh, sorry, she's the lobster queen."
Yeah,
And she says, "I'm soon to be a queen."
There you go.
So who is this wonderful Lisa? I mean, do we
Lisa-
need to get her on a podcast or what?
Dude, she's awesome. Lisa's awesome. She is, she killed a lot of sharks last year, threshers. She also got a ton of lobster last year. So she kills it. She goes on the party boats a lot. She goes on those charter boats, and she's an awesome person. She's
Oh.
really fun. Super fun person.
Lisa, we got to get you down here on a podcast one of these days. Thank you so much for being here tonight. It's really, really great to have you along with us. Well, we've kind of come to the end of our questions. We've been going, how long have we been going here? For an hour, I would guess, if I had to
Hour
guess.
and a half, I think.
Really? Oh, yeah, we have. What the
Yeah,
heck is
yeah.
going on here?
It flew by.
Man,
We
it
have to have
really
a
did.
2-hour podcast.
Have you had enough of this nonsense, or do you want to?
No, I'm loving it.
Me too. It's a great.
I got to keep a souvenir, right? I want this Friedman thing right here.
Oh, sure. Sure, no problem. Keep your grimy hands off of there. You want a shark head?
Yeah, I want a shark head and this lucky cat.
I'll pick you up one in Rosarito Beach. Lisa's probably going to want this. She's the shark queen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How many you want, Lisa? I'll pick you one up in Rosarito on this weekend.
There you go.
Brian, it's been great. Fantastic job on your part. You know, the dog said, oh, he ain't going to show up
No,
tonight.
I was here.
I said, yeah, I think you're right, actually.
No. I left literally 5 minutes later than I anticipated.
Got you, Lisa. Yeah.
5 minutes later than I anticipated, and it caused me to be here 10 minutes later.
Well, I know. That's where it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
and with the traffic, I'm sure there's a
Yeah,
ton
so
of
next
traffic.
time, I mean, we're going to pre-plan it. You'll see a ton of marketing on our side. Obviously, Phil's going to announce it, and we're going to try to blow this thing all over. So,
Yeah, heck yeah. We'll pump it out there. I mean,
Yeah.
but for the first show, this was great.
No, this was awesome.
Lisa says, thank you so much. Lisa, I appreciate you being here. That is for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit it up one more time. Promar.
Yes.
FA.
Promar
That's all I
Ahi.
care about. I don't care about Promar.
PromarAhi.com. Use code FA, capital F, capital A. That'll get you guys 15% off of the website. That's going to support Phil, and that's going to keep this thing going, really. So as long as you guys keep supporting us, tuning in every couple weeks or every week, we're going to figure out the schedule here after we're done, and being live. Yeah, we're going to try to get this thing to blow up. I mean, we want to be here with you guys, answering your questions, especially as the season starts to go on and the first week is gone. You guys are going to have way more questions about, why wasn't I successful? I was doing X, Y, and Z. Can you tell me what I did wrong, right? Maybe it wasn't anything you did wrong, but we'll answer those questions when the time comes. And if you guys have anything at all that you guys want to find out from us or anything you guys want to see us talk about, like we said, a list. I think the first thing that I want to work on, and obviously you have a lot of connections, is finding out that list of boaters who get people out on the water.
Yes.
So we'll try to find out all those, the landings that work with you guys, that'll work with you guys, and then also those charter captains that are using the Promar gear that we can get you guys on the boat with. So.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. All right, everybody. We really appreciate you being here with us. I pushed a button, so I can't see any of the other comments. Do you want to read them, Mad Dog, or are they inconsequential at this point?
Promar's the best product.
Promar's the best product.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you paid somebody, huh?
I paid a lot of
How
people.
long do you lobster fish for a night?
What's that?
How long do you lobster fish?
How long
for
do
a
you
night?
lobster fish?
So you catch limits from morning to night. No, you want to be out there about an hour before sunset, right? If you can get there an hour and a half before sunset to kind of beat the people, because there's going to be a ton of people hooping, especially towards the beginning of the season. And the spot that you want to hit up, somebody else wants to hit up too. Let's just be real about it, right? So the earlier you can get there, set up your hoops an hour before sundown. Obviously not on the opening night. On opening night, you have to wait until 6 p.m. before hoops are in the water. 24 hours before, hoops cannot be in the water, 6 p.m. But any other time after that, you want to be there an hour before, drop your hoops, get them in there, and then pull them up about 30 minutes to an hour after sundown. And then, I mean, really, it's up to you. However long you guys want to last being out there. You guys can be out there until 3 in the morning. No one's going to tell you can't, right? So it's really going to come up to you guys. My hooping sessions usually go from 6 p.m. to about 10 p.m., and that's about it.
All right, Dan says lead core rope was a game changer for us, worth every single cent.
Lead core rope is awesome. I personally use the yellow poly rope still. I have seen a lot more people, especially this year, starting to purchase the lead core rope. So, I mean, it definitely helps. Obviously, at the end of the day, you want to be avoiding letting your line stay up, and the yellow line floats. So if you want to use lead core to really prevent any kind of mishaps happening, that's also a really good idea. And Promar makes both. So whatever you prefer, it's up to you guys.
Cargo 91, when is Lisa coming to be on your show? Lisa, you have an open invitation. You let me know
There you
when.
go.
Monday. How about Monday? Come on down here in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, and we'll throw you on. We'd love to do that. All right, everybody, thank you so very much from 22nd Street Landing. This has been the premier edition of Lobster Chronicles.
Sweet.
I'm excited, man. I thought we were literally going to get like maybe 2 questions, and one would be about him, vomiting in the galley or something. And it just went on and on and on and on. It was great, man.
No, I mean, there's still people talking now. So, I mean, we're excited. Keep the energy going. We're going to come back here hopefully next week if I can make some time with Phil. If not, we'll come back here the week after and get you guys some cool little giveaways and stuff like that to get you guys going during the beginning of the season. But if not, we'll see you when we see you.
All right. God bless everybody. Hit that like button. I'll see you bright and early for the morning briefing in the morning. And make sure you say or visit Promar. What is it? Promar.
PromarAhi.com, PROMARAHI.com, and use code FA. So 15% off of all your orders.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for showing up late.
No, don't worry about it. Gave me a chance to mess with you. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.